All right, folks, we're about ready to start off here. Class number 1, that's what's in the ring, our York animals. We'll let our judge look them over, and then the first 2 will be our grand reserve for this breed, and they'll come back and compete for our championship drive a little bit later on for grand champion. But this is our York class. You'll notice these hogs are all white, and that's the way they're supposed to be. They can't have any spots or any black on them for them to be considered this type of breed. They are pretty much all white. As they come into the ring, here they come Sofia Torres, Kimberly Torres, Tyler Gloria, Caitlin Cardenas, and Haley Chavez. She is being substituted today by Sofia Rodriguez. The lightest animal, 232. The heaviest one, 270.
Behind me, the whole maybe just a bit you gravitate to more. A stout there at his foundation. He's not as opened up underneath, not as good in the shape to his body, or as good when you get right on top of him. A big stout featured hog that's going to round out this particular class there in 4th. Sound structure type of pig.
Reserve breed champion will be Mr. Mikey Tipuros. Clap your hands for him. That's okay.
Right than I'd like for them to be. That's why as the drive wears on, he gets it a bit tighter, but I still think there's more quality built in that one than the hogs that remain behind him. The hog that's in second is definitely looser in terms of his build. I will certainly admit that his blade angle, the length of his hip, the set to his hind leg is more correct, and that's why he stays out here going with more comfort. But I think a hog, when he gets his muscle shape from behind, he flattens too much through his stifle, through his lower ham, and wants to cut up there. Type of hog that's got a big set of feet and legs. He's just another one that's a little too stale. Push his chine deeper in between his blades. I want to shape it. This class is a gilt that's really stout. In terms of her feature, if you study her skull, the width between her eyes, the stoutness of her forearm, the size of her rear leg, you have to like that about her. But at the same time, she's also the narrowest underneath. She's a hog that's the flattest in her body shape. And another one from the side. We got to relax her in her angles. A really nice class. I think hogs with a lot of differences. Young people did a great job exhibiting them. I think they deserve a round of applause. So at this time, let's put our hands together for all 4 of them.
For this class of hams, first class. 4th is Jesus Adan. Claudia Mata. Showmanship out of this class is Claudia Garza, your division. Here comes class 6 as they come into the ring. Aranda, Jimena Castillo, Ivana Riojas,
probably the deepest class we've had this far, and that top pair for me is very, very challenging. And I'll tell you that initially the hog that's going to end up being in second was one that I was very impressed with. As soon as it comparative note, I do think the young lady is just a bit more, is still a little bit more immature. Is still a bit better in terms of his composition. If you just study him there, he's cleaner through his jowl. Going to help his extra look there. Very good. His muscle up high. He handles all that very good. You know, if you put them right next to each other, you'd say the one in second is so much stouter. Look at that pig by itself, and you never question, is there enough width? Is there enough stoutness of feature? Is there enough bone? I think that hog's got a lot, and that's why I think that's the complete one that's still feature. That one's got a ginormous. He's got a big rib and a lot of dimension. I just think he might be a little bit past his time. He just looks stale out here that I think needs to end up winning the class. I bet about 30 days ago that one was a rock star. The hog that comes in third, that's one that does have those same advantages to the hog in second of being just a bit fresher. You can gravitate to that one from the side as much as any of them because of his elevation. Specifically, if you get right in behind him, he's narrow there out of his pen. The class, a big scale. He's too closed up in the base. Let's do that at this time.
Thank you, Judge. Here's your placing for this class 6. Heavy. Fourth is third, Arturo Aranda. Second, Sofia Rodriguez. And your class winner, Jimena Castillo, your class winner. We'll leave Jimena in the ring. Let's leave Jimena in the ring, and we'll bring in from class 5, Emiliano Mata. Let's get Emiliano back in the ring, and we'll pick a Hemp Division breed champion out of these two. Emiliano's animal. A little bit of difference in weight, but what he's got to do. We'll let him look at him and pick a Hemp Division winner.
You bring both of those class winners out here, and I think, too, talk about their width. Simple, just comfortable, and at the same time is stouter. The young lady there out of her last class is going to be our champion Hemp. Congratulations to her. We'll bring second out of that class in contention for reserve.
So we'll bring in from class 6, Sofia Rodriguez, and she'll compete for reserve.
Bring second out of that class, and a hog that hit me just as hard. The gate, because that one's unreal stout, is unreal in terms of its stoutness, like we've already discussed.
Dark cross class. The lightest one 210, the heaviest one 224. Of these 5 that are fixing to come into the ring. We get our pictures taken care of. Our Hemp buckle was donated by Alfonso Nilda Caballero and family, and it is being presented to once again and reserved. And here comes our dark crosses. Once again, Alexa Martin. Dark cross breed champion, Alyssa Duran. Give her a big hand. So we'll bring in Michaela Elizondo from her class, and she'll compete for reserve breed. And Alyssa is receiving her buckle today, donated by Luis and Maricela Rodriguez and family. We thank them for their donation.
Reserve is obviously going to be a lot closer for me, and to me it comes down between the young ladies gilt that wins the first class and then the Hulk that's going to go ahead and win the second. They couldn't be any more different. I know I've described them, but just to go through very quickly, you got to love this Hulk's look. You got to love this one's build. You got to ask yourself, is there enough substance? Is there enough width? Is there enough Hulk there when you get on top of that one or get right in behind them? Regardless, you're always going to like that one's look and build. The young ladies gilt that wins the first class, that's one that, like we talked about, you just got to give her a little bit of time to get her head up and level out and get her, get an attractive look there from the side, because I do think you can like that. And then her distinct advantage comparative to our other class winner is that hog is stouter. That hog is more opened up and bolder there in terms of the shape to her full rib and center body. She's more muscular up high and from behind. That one's more my kind. That's going to be our second favorite. She'll be reserved. Congratulations.
Roquilla Moreno, your reserve breed. Give her a hand. Get over here and get a picture taken. She's getting her buckle presented to her by Luis and Maricela Rodriguez and family. All right, let's do some light crosses now. Class number 10 as they come into the ring. We should have Russ Alvarez, Desiree Tovar, Jose Jimenez substituting for Joaquin Flores, and Anahi Felan. The lightest 126.
Learn we have officially over. Finally, it's easy. Auto tune.
I guess I will someday. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way. You ask me if I'll get along. I guess I will some way. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way. God gave me that girl to lean on, then he put me on my own. Heaven help me be a man and have the strength to stand alone. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way. Well, you asked me if I'll miss her kisses. I guess I will every day. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way. You ask me if I'll find another. I don't know, I can't say. I don't like it, but I guess things happen that way.
Young ladies, blue masked bear right here is the Power Elk, and that's why he ends up winning this class. He's got that big opened up chest floor that I'm after, that big, dense, and bulky rib cage. Gravitate to him as far as attractiveness as much as some others. I think a hole that could probably be cleaned up just a bit there right at the top of his neck, just to blend the front third of his body together that much more. But I still think that's down powerful hole that I'm after. I think he represents. Now the hole that's going to come in second is loose in terms of his build. I think a hole that's still big there in the shape to his forearm and blade up high and from behind. He's probably just a bit drier through his center body, not as big, not as soft, and not as productive in that particular area. The young man's hole that's going to come in third is one that I think when you back off of him, study that bear from the profile. He's got some elevation. He's got some extension and look. It's just one look of him coming at you that you know that you need to open him up near the base of his chest so he can feed out of his sternum and have more natural turn to his body and then ultimately lend to more product pie. Very, very lean and expressive gilt that's going to round out this class. A lot of shape all the way out the backside of her blade, back over her loin. That should lend to her hanging a high cutability carcass. She just gets too narrow underneath. She's the flattest, the shallowest, and the hardest in her center body comparative to these four. We need to make her just a bit more productive there in her look.
Okay, here's a placing, Class 10. Fourth, Rosalvarez. Third, Joaquin Flores. Second, Desiree Tovar, and your class winner, Anahi Belan. Showmanship out of this class is Desiree Tovar and Anahi Belan. Class 11 should be in the holding pen. Angelina Hernandez, Gabriela Galvan, Alexia Reyes, Mia Silva, and Jolene Garcia. The lightest one, 235. The heaviest, 242. So not much weight difference in this class as they bring him into the ring. This is Class 11, or middleweight, lightweight, light crosses. Excuse me, middle light crosses. We should have 5 in this Class 11. Class 12, Nathan Sanchez, Sadie Smith, Martin Duran, Mario Gaitan, and Miranda Ramirez. Golden pin. Class 12.
Down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bird, cat, dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. You feel? Hey, rock me, mama, like a southbound train. From the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old time string band. My baby plays the guitar, the big banjo south. He's headed west from the Cumberland Gap, Johnson City, Tennessee. And I gotta get a move on before the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson. I'm gonna mess around. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson. Down Jackson Town.
We'll go on down to Jackson. Go ahead and make your hell.
Looks like he's got him sorted out. Let's see what he's got to say.
Man, make it feel. We're going to Jackson.
Young Ladies Blue Hog, that's the class winner, has those pieces of stoutness that I'm after with an extremely, extremely loose build. That one gets out and goes and cats around with an extreme level of comfort. I'll tell you, sometimes, young lady, we might get his head just a little bit too high to where he'll want to drop in the middle part of his spine. I know that's hard to do, but I think there's a perfect spot for his head, high enough to like his look, but not too high to where hurt his top line. The hole that's going to come in second, that's one that I think if you just study him, just the center part of his body, you study the muscle shape he has up high and from behind, he looks very fresh. He's very, very compositionally correct. And then a hog that still has some extra elevation and extension that are ahead of his blade. Big picture, and it's not much of a difference, but we got to stouten him up at the ground if he's going to play with that class winner. He's more fragile at the surface. He's flatter there in his forearm. His rear leg isn't near as big. The hole that's going to come in third, that one's center body. He's as big, bulky, and bold as any of them. He's got a big old top on him. I just think that the hogs that are first and second got plenty to him. And as I back off of him, evaluate him there from the side, I think a hog that just gets a little bit rounder in the way that he's put together, a little coarser, not near as attractive. The hog that's going to come in fourth, a hog that's got muscle, has length, has extension. I just don't know if that one's got the same outlier piece as some of the.
Going to send Mr. Barfield over there. Let's get out of the exit, please. Got too many people standing by that back gate.
But she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and then she went on down alone. Now won't you bat it down by Baton Rouge, River Queen, roll it on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough, dump my blues.
This top pair, I think, is very challenging. Both of these hogs are completely different. But what it just keeps coming down to, although there's pieces I really, really like about the hog in second, the class winners are more what I've been after since we started the show. That hog's stouter. You get down to their level, that hog's more opened up there in the base of his chest. He's bolder and truer in the shape to his body. That's why when you get right on top of the hogs, that there's more true shape, there's more true width and dimension out of the backside of his blade, all go directly away from you. His pin set's bigger, his stifle's wider, his lower ham has more to it. Get off to the side of him, and I think if you just break him down as an individual, that hog's comfortable, that hog's sound, that hog gets his head up, and he still has balance and proportions. I think he's got the pieces that I've been after to go ahead and be this class winner. I don't want to beat this young man's hog in second. He's got it presented to a T. He's showing the heck out of it, and you just watch that hog drive from the profile. It's very, very hard not to like him. He's built like they're supposed to. He's tall at the top of his shoulder. He's so extended. Leg construction's very, very good, and because of that, he can get out and go like he does. But he coming back to he's narrower. Study his body shape; it's flatter. Study him up high and from behind. Oh, that's going to come in because that's a sound structured muscular pig. He's not as good looking as the hog. Coming next, a big rig, productive center type of hog that's got a lot of dimension, just pushing a little extra condition. Consequently, gets plainer in his muscle shape. From the side, he's just a bit plainer. A bigger scale, later maturing hog that's going to round out the class, has some extra length and extension. He gets the flattest in the
Thank you, Judge. Here's your placing for this class. Third, Mario Gaitan. Second, Nathan Sanchez. And your class winner, Martin Duran. Showmanship out of this class. Y'all listen up. Nathan Sanchez, Martin Duran, and Mario Gaitan. Those are your three coming back for showmanship. And we'll bring in from class 11, Gabriela Galvan. 10, Anahi Felan. Anahi's weighs 8. And your heavyweight, your big Martin Duran's is 251. We'll let the judge. Division winner. Their buckle donated by Rio Grande Heating and Cooling Willie and Roxy Villarreal family. We thank them for their donation. Let's see who judge picked the winner yet.
and wise. He called it Babylon paradise. On his throne he for he was weighed in the balance and found wanting. His kingdom was divided, couldn't stand. He was weighed in the balance and found wanting. His houses were built upon the sand. Well, the people feasted and drank their wine and praised.
I know that hog there the last out here, and that doesn't. And you could break these hogs down piece by of it in a little bit simpler fashion. I thought all three of these hogs win their classes. The dimensional muscular hogs. I thought each one of them were that in their class, and you get back out here, and I think they're the same thing. So as I take a step from that standpoint, I do think there's a hog out here that's skeleton is better than the rest. I think there's a hog that's built looser off of both ends. So as you ask the hogs to get out and drive, this one can absolute cat. This one's very, very comfortable. This one's very, very sound. It's between this one and another one, and I'll tell you the hog that's not going to end up being our champion is probably just a bit better when you get right on top of him, just as far as shape of muscle. But our champion, I never question if that hog's genuine, if that hog. I'll tell you that it's close. A lot of my other champion decisions have been easy. This one's not. I think all of them need a congratulations with a round of applause. Let's do that, and I'll go shake the hand of our champion.
Like she'll be and family.
Bring the second out of that class. Pretty quickly for reserve. The one that I thought it really came down to, and I wish we could pick a third overall because the second behind that one was also very good. Young man that last class will be our reserve. Congratulations to him.
Dean Duran will be your reserve breed champion in the slide cross. These two will come back for grand champion here in a little bit. So, winner. 13 are our OPBs. We should have 4 of them. The lightest one, 228. 6 OPBs fixing to come into the ring. Okay, if I didn't announce it, Showmanship from class 12. Showmanship from
too many sad times and nobody knows what you mean.
OPBs. That's what's in the ring. Our final class of judging for the day. Then we're going to have our championship drive here in a little. That are in the ring. Their buckle will be presented to them by the Ramos Law Firm. Rick Ramos and family. They're giving out our OPB buckle to our big winners today.
Walking by that roadside, seeking a satisfied mind. There's too many highways, too many byways, and nobody walking behind. Oh, but if give them all to me, I know how to use them. Give them all to me. You would lose them. I give them all to me.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl. Music would play and the footloose world. Blacker than night were the eyes of the moon, wicked and evil while casting a spell. My love was deep for this Mexican maid. I was in love, but in vain. So in anger, I challenged his right for the love of this maiden. Down with his hand for the gun that he wore. My challenge was answered in less than a heartbeat, and some young stranger lay dead. Just for a moment I had but one chance and that was to run. Out through the back door of roses I
The Lone Chester out here surface to the top, and I think one that kind of combines the hogs that are right in there behind him. I think a hog that can get his head up and have some look and attractiveness like the hog. The hog that's in second is a lot better just in terms of his elevation, his extension, his look. He's a better structured hog that gets out and goes with more comfort. For him to ever put us our class winner, we got to open him up underneath there in the base of his chest. Got to bold him up in his body shape just to give him the same product that our class winner does. The hog that's going to come in third, like I've already briefly mentioned, he's got an advantage in those areas because he is wider, he is bolder, he's more muscular. It's just from the side. I think a hog that just needs to be rearranged and just a bit more attractive in his look. We can clean him up in his jowl. We can clean him up through his lower body. The hog that's going to round out this particular class is a big scale, late maturing hog that's presented very good. He just funneled most underneath, and I think a hog from the side wants to work up in his. I don't think has the structural integrity as some of the hogs ahead of.
B class. Fourth, Aiden Lopez. Third, Constance Benavides. Second, Alina Asa. And your class winner, Roberto Martinez. Let's get those two in the pen. And have a as soon as we can get animals back up. Haley Chapa, I think Sofia Rodriguez was subbing for her, and Jimena Castillo and Roberto. For our grand champion for our 2022 Maverick County Junior Livestock, and we'll let him into the ring here in just a minute. Ali. Again, let's get all our first place animals back into the ring. Back to the holding pen. Alyssa Duran, Gabriela Galvan, Emily Torres, Sofia Rodriguez, she's subbing for Haiti Chavez, Jimena Castillo, and Roberto Martinez. Looks like it's going to be one guy against about 4 or 5 girls. Órale. Se va a poner bueno, eh? Fixing to get. That's what we're fixing to do, folks. So I'd get a spot. Our grand stock show, and let's put our hands together for our judge. He's been doing a great. If somebody dropped the rosette, I've got it up here. Don't know what class, what it's from, but all right. We got all our champions. We'll bring them out one at a time. But are in the ring, we should have Alyssa Duran, Gabriela Galvan, Emily Torres, Haley Chavez. Somebody was subbing for her. Is it Sofia? Yes. Okay. And Jimena Castillo. Those are the ones that should be in the ring. Plus our OPB winner, Roberto. Here she comes. Okay. This is our championship drive. We're looking at it in the ring. And he'll come up with our grand champion, Maverick County Junior Livestock Show. And the championship buckle and was donated by Mrs. Glenna Purcell and family. How about that? So we're going to make Miss Purcell go down there and give a, we'll let the family do it. Reserve champion buckle was donated by Mr. and Mrs. Marcial Reyes for their donation.
See Mama shares a meal. Filled with joy and Miguel. Fun on the bio.
Man, I think each one of our breed champions come back out here and I think look very, very good. They represent their breeds very, very well. Anytime that you get a phone call to go judge a show and especially one that's got a little bit more distance on it, you spend a lot of time in the vehicle drive. Folks, this dang good. Top to bottom, I think that they're absolutely phenomenal. And there's some hogs that aren't even out here right now that I think have a lot of good things about them. And if they're not done, have pieces to go on and be very competitive at the next stop. But before I say anything more about the hogs, I just want to say thank y'all very much for allowing me to come out here and work with your kids and work through the hogs. Big crowd. Don't go to many places and have this many people out here supporting the youth, and I think that's something that y'all need to be very proud of. And I, as the judge, really, really appreciate that, because I'll tell you, and I'm sure a lot of us are probably on the same page with a lot of things, because I don't think you can be a part of something like this and be very, very far off on some viewpoints on stuff. But I do have the opportunity to travel all across our country and judge livestock shows from the West Coast to the East Coast. I can't go much further south than where I am right now. And like they would have said in our bio, I've been all the way up into Canada. But something stays true regardless of wherever I go, and that's that I'm a livestock show, and you're always surrounded by good people, and that means a lot. I know everybody says it. And so by doing that, I think, every Grand Drive speech, we talk about those same things. So it maybe loses its impact to an extent, but we got to remember that all that's true. We've battled with a lot. We know that. And I just have to say that anybody that you ever run into that tries to disagree with what we're doing, that tries to stand our ground, through raising livestock, because I think it's the best tool that you can ever give them. I want to have kids one day, and I want to raise them the exact same way, and I want to make sure when that time comes, So, absolutely. So with that said, the hogs that are here in front of me, they're all good. They're all presenting very good too, which I think is very important. It goes beyond buying the pig. You got to do the right things with the brush. You have that. There's one out here I'm going to tell you I just think's the best. I think a hog that's very hard to pick a hole in when you get out here and start comparing them to the rest. Y'all have heard me talk about the hogs all day. I'm not going to say much more. I'm going to put down the microphone. Let's put our hands together, not only for the ones out here, but the ones that are standing ringside and back at their pens. It was a phenomenal show.
Best judges we